the new ChevyVan body is different from other Chevrolet load-carrying vehicles. It uses many components which you are familiar with in the Corvan, Chevelle, and other light-duty commercial trucks. The overall length of the ChevyVan is a little more than 14 feet, about 11 inches shorter than the Corvan 95. It has a wheelbase of 7 1/2 feet, which is 5 inches shorter than the Corvan, and yet it has a capacity of 211 cubic feet. This is an additional 20 cubic feet more than the Corvan because of a larger width and curb height. All doors have adjustable butt-type hinges. These exposed hinges are the same as those on Corvan's side or rear doors, but are sealed with a putty-type sealer and not a grommet. After adjustment, the hinges should be resealed at the body or door. The rear and side-loading door latch rods are clipped to the handle mechanism. When necessary to remove the rods, pry the clipped end from the pin. Always use new snap-on clips since used ones may pop off when the doors are slammed shut. An outer and inner panel form the front of the body assembly. For replacement and major front end damage, these two sections in the instrument panel are available separately. The lower half of the outer panel can also be ordered separately. Now let's look at the front suspension system. The front I-beam axle has single stage leaf springs with pocket inserts of polyethylene and graphite for lubrication. The inserts can be easily removed and replaced by first loosening the spring rebound clips. Then pry the leaves apart for working clearance. The rear leaf springs also use these inserts. Full-floating kingpin bushings made of split Delrin are installed in the steering knuckles. When service is required, the split bushings can be pushed out easily by hand. No special tools or reaming is necessary. Whenever the forward ball joint of the drag link must be disconnected, first remove the pitman arm. This is necessary because of limited clearance at the side rail. Now let's look at some service procedures on the engine. To remove the engine oil pan, it is necessary to support the engine and remove the crossmember. Remember to disconnect the battery ground strap first. On L6 engines, remove radiator fan and pulley, then disconnect lower radiator hose at radiator, and remove fan shroud. Remove starter, and if power glide equipped, disconnect oil cooler lines. On all engines, remove crankshaft pulley and install tool J69 78-1 on harmonic balancer. Then place a suitable jack or jack stand under the tool as shown. Remove mounting bolts and raise the engine slightly to remove crossmember. Use extreme caution to prevent dislodging support when removing oil pan. To remove the fuel pump on L4 engines, it is suggested that you also remove the ignition distributor because of engine mount location and restricted working clearance to engine housing. Overhaul procedures for the Carter YF model carburetor used on both the L4 and L6 engines are basically the same as those outlined on pages 6M-15 through 6M-21 of the 1963 Truck Shop Manual, with the exception of these new specifications. Float drop 1 3/16 and float level 7/16 are measured at the free end without the gasket. Idle vent opening is 25 to 30 thousandths, measured with a round feeler gauge, with the engine not running, choke open, and throttle at slow idle position. Adjust screw as necessary. To adjust accelerator linkage, first disconnect the swivel at the engine housing bell crank. Hold the carburetor throttle lever in the wide open position and pull the accelerator rod rearward to wide open position. Adjust swivel so it aligns with the hole in the housing bell crank. Lengthen the rod one full turn of swivel and reconnect linkage. If it is ever necessary to remove the engine cover chain, reinstall by first turning it one complete turn clockwise as viewed from the cover end. This will prevent the chain from folding outside and damaging the sheet metal when the cover is closed. Now let's look at some clutch service information. The clutch-driven disc on L4 and L6 engines is properly installed when the grease slinger faces the transmission side of the assembly. Now let's see how to adjust free travel of the clutch and brake pedals. To adjust clutch pedal free travel, loosen the clutch fork push rod jam nuts and move the push rod and clutch fork to hold the throw-out bearing against the clutch fingers. Then turn the rear jam nut until it is 1/4 inch away from the swivel and tighten the front jam nut. This gives 3/4 to 1 inch free travel at the pedal pad. To adjust brake pedal free play, loosen the lock nut, then turn the eccentric bolt until there is approximately 1/4 inch free pedal movement. Adjustment bolt is in a 0 starting point when the projection is in the up position before adjusting clearance. Automatic transmission-equipped Chevy vans do not use a vacuum modulator dampening spring or a pressure regulator dampener valve assembly, as in some other applications of the aluminum case power glide. This completes some of the important service information on the new Chevy van.